Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here, once again. Right. This is going to be, after multiple attempts, another go at doing a video on Ace Attorney: Spirit of Justice. I think I said in my last collection update that putting my thoughts together for this is actually really hard, and like most videos I do, it's not necessarily the fact that there isn't much to talk about, it's just hard for me to like sort of put it into words, because this is Ace Attorney, you know? I love Ace Attorney so much, and like I was joking about this with a friend, you know, we were talking about like what our favourite games were this year, and we were both like, oh, Ace Attorney, and it was like, that's fucking cheating, you know, because the Ace Attorney games are all so similar, and I already love it so much that, yeah, it's kind of cheating, the fact that I would put it as like my game of the year or whatever. So beyond that, beyond saying that like it's Ace Attorney, it's really good, what the fuck do you talk about, you know? Well, I'm gonna just, yeah, this is gonna be a rambly one, okay? Especially since the DLC case just came out, like on Thursday there. It brought some like fresh things into my mind that I just want to go on about. So, with that said, guys, okay, I implore you, if you are not an Ace Attorney fan, if you have not already beaten like Spirit of Justice and you just want to hear my opinion on it, stop watching this video, okay? Because I'm gonna probably go into spoilers and shit. But if you do fit into that category, I invite you to tab over this video, check your emails or something, and just listen to my voice for the next fuck knows how long, where I ramble about all the shit that I thought was worth rambling about in Ace Attorney: Spirit of Justice. Really should have got a cheer for this one, but here we go. So, the first thing I guess I'll moan about constantly, actually, is that I don't like how this game was handled, okay? You guys will remember a couple of years ago, I was one of like the most avid people who were going on and on about Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, which of course was the last game in the series, to get a physical release, okay? Because I hate that so much, okay? It's one of my biggest pet peeves. I will moan about it at the end of time, I don't care, alright? I will always moan about it, that Japan and like any other regions of the like gets a physical version of a game and we don't. We get sloppy seconds, clearly, we're not like worth it. That's what it feels like to me, and that's what I hate. And I just want to have the game on my damn shelf. I just want to put them on my shelf, god damn it. Look at all these games. I like to add to it, damn it. So yeah, Spirit of Justice was also digital only, but you know what? I couldn't build up the fire enough to like moan too much about it, especially after I'd beaten it. And I loved it so much, I was like, okay, I'm cool with this, right? But one thing I will say is that you made this game, at least over here, they made the game more expensive, okay? And you have like these really stupid asinine attorney DLC things that are like an hour long, apparently, and they're like half the price of the DLC case itself. Really, Capcom? Really? Like, I can count on one hand, okay, maybe two hands since Super Smash Bros. Is a thing, but I can probably count on two hands the amount of DLC packs I've ever bought in my life. I'm definitely not a DLC guy. I tend to go for games that don't have that much, but this is Ace Attorney and it's like so conflicted and I hate it. That's probably the biggest thing I dislike about this game. So, but everything else, holy shit. Yeah. It picks up just after Dual Destinies left off. The whole concept is that Phoenix goes back to meet Maya. Maya's return in this game was honestly pretty lame actually, because she doesn't really do that much. I mean, she does have a place in the story, but it kind of felt like it could have been any character, you know, but it wasn't. It was like, they just brought back Maya just for the hell of it. Even though it was nice to see her again, not gonna lie, I kind of wish she had a more relevant role, really, you know? But yeah, basically, Phoenix Wright goes to this country to meet up with her, and gets like pulled into like their really weird court system where apparently lawyers are forbidden or some shit. And when I was hearing about it at first, I thought that was like so lame, like some sort of means of building up suspense for an Ace Attorney game. It's like he goes into this country that that where lawyering is outlawed and shit or stuff like that. I'm like, that sounds stupid, because you know he's gonna go there anyway and fuck shit up, you know? It actually reminded me of Dual Destinies, where the prosecutor in that game was a convicted, like, murderer, but he's still prosecuting. You're like, but that's just stupid. So I got that same sort of like feeling with this. But in the context of the game, they do actually explain it quite well. There's actually a reason why lawyers are so thin, you know? And I guess there's sort of like a decent reason as to why people hate lawyers as well. But Phoenix Wright, as he will always rise from the ashes and shit and manages to fuck shit up and does that quite well, you know? So about half the game is set, maybe a bit more than half actually, is set within the country of Khura'in, and the other bit is like set back in the Japan America. That's what we're calling it, Japan America. Especially this version of Ace Attorney. It is definitely Japan America. Okay. And that's typically where you'll play as Apollo. Now, a lot of the like advertisements and shit with this game emphasized that it was going to be a split between Phoenix and Apollo as the two main characters. And I hated that first, because the last game, Dual Destinies, did such a good job of balancing the three characters, Phoenix, Apollo, and Athena. Now, Athena, right? See, if you're gonna take one thing away from this video, it's that I fucking love Athena. I loved her in Dual Destinies, and I was so gutted that she didn't get as much time in the sun in this game. And Capcom, if you're gonna make an Ace Attorney 7, please let her be the focus. Just call it Athena Sykes Ace Attorney. Just do that. I would really love that. I really would. But yeah, she is there, and she is like still funny, you know, still a lawyer, and she does technically have her own case, which I'll talk about in a bit. But definitely the focus is on Phoenix and Apollo. A lot more so on Apollo, surprisingly enough. This is actually Apollo's game, believe it or not, it really is. And it just blows my mind so much, because Apollo obviously had his own game at the start, which nobody really liked, you know, or at least can agree made a lot of mistakes. Then you had like Dual Destinies, which actually gave Apollo some character and made you like care about him, so at least for me. And now you fast forward to this game, you're giving him even more character, to the point where this is pretty much the game that we should have got back in 2007, you know? So it's really like amazing how much they've 180'd it all, and I really love it for that, because I almost want to say that like Apollo has surpassed Phoenix. It's probably a bit of a stretch, but that's kind of like the message that they give, is that he's really like he's ascended and is now like his own lawyer, his own independent. He's no longer like Phoenix's apprentice and shit, which makes me tear up a wee bit, honestly. It's like, no, because I want to see those two do some more shit, but they've done a lot of shit, and enough shit apparently. So yeah, now give the spotlight to Athena. But yeah, so the story is like a really nice mixture of, you know, Khura'in and Japan America, and going between the two characters and stuff. And all the cases, I would say, are really consistently good. The first case is just a first case, really. That's pretty much all you can say about it. The second case is really good as well, where Truce becomes the defendant, actually, which we hadn't seen before. See, I'm really not a big fan of Truce. I've never liked her since like Apollo Justice, because she was pretty much, I mean, this is a thing that runs throughout the whole series, really. But the thing about Truce is that she was just Maya, but a lot shiter, sorry, because Truce never really, in a comedic sense, right, suffers a lot. You know, she's never the butt of a joke. You know, Maya sort of was as well. And I don't know, it just felt like Truce was always there just to like make Apollo's job like harder. You know, she doesn't really do that much otherwise, and I was just always like, what are you doing here? Why are you... Did they really just need another cute girl to follow you around? That was pretty much all I got out of her. But she becomes a defendant in this one, and you actually get to see a more vulnerable side of her. Like, she's actually like a character. And I don't think I'm still a fan of Truce, but I at least appreciate that, you know? And like I said as well, the case itself was really good. Had an amazing villain. I loved the villain of Case 2. You know, that was awesome. I loved him. But yeah, then Case 3, very much, very important case. You're back in Khura'in. Really confusing case as well. Really well thought out and stuff. See, I love it when an Ace Attorney game makes me feel stupid. You know, like I would have to like play through the case again or something to fully get what happens, because I couldn't tell you what fully happened in Case 3, but in a good way, you know, in a way that was sort of like, oh man, that is so complicated and I want to know how it works sort of way. But yeah, Case 3 was really good. Actually, before I should have probably mentioned as well, I guess one of the new mechanics of this game is that you have these, oh fuck, I can never mind the name of them. Basically, they brought in another cute lassie, okay, so that they could put her on the cover, and she is sort of a spirit medium, but not really, but she has this ability where she can basically replay the last few seconds of the victim, and that's sort of used as a bit of like evidence throughout the game, you know? You just sort of study the last few seconds of the victim being murdered, and you've got to like figure out new testimony based on what you see in that, and it's an alright mechanic, you know, like basically the mood matrix from the last game, but a bit different. But no, it was welcome, you know, I enjoyed it, and like I said, it's featured prominently throughout the game, as is of course Phoenix's Magatama, Apollo's bracelet, Athena's mood matrix widget thing, and as well as like fingerprinting, dusting for fingerprints, dusting, spraying luminal for blood. There's actually a lot of shit in this game, and it's sort of all over the place because you never really get enough of one thing, just for the sake of like bringing all these like mini games back as the series has went on, which I suppose isn't terrible. It's just like it's just funny how, because I think Apollo only uses his bracelet like 2 or 3 times, and I think Phoenix only has like 1 or 2 Cyclops things, but it's like I said, it's just the fact of cramming it all in. I suppose it's not a bad thing. It's just an observation. But yeah, and Case 4 is really weird actually, really weird in fact, because it's Athena's case, and it's a very light case because there's no investigation days. It's just the one trial day, and usually when it comes to like a case 4 in these games, it's usually something that leads up to the final case. But no, you could have taken this 4th case, cut it out of the game entirely, and it would have been fine. It doesn't fit in at all, you know? But still, I think it's just there to give Athena some time in the spotlight, which I didn't object to. And you actually get a bit more out of Simon Blackwell from the last game as well. You know, they actually sort of team up and stuff. I thought that was really cool, you know. But the elephant in the room regarding that particular case is the fact that it's so... Okay, if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. It's Japanese as fuck, okay? I can never mind the name of the Rikago. Fuck, I'm gonna sound so stupid for this now, but basically there's this Japanese like form of entertainment where a guy tells a story. It's a little bit of a mini stand-up comedian, I guess, and everybody in the whole case is centered around it and like other Japanese themed things. And yeah, you just can't buy that this is set in America. You really can't. It's like this is the first case ever. I mean, I've noticed that a lot as the series has went on, you know. Pretty much starting from Apollo Justice, you noticed, oh, Japan, oh, Japan, oh, Japan, oh. You don't even care anymore, do you? That's what it's like. But with that said, it is a really good case. It really is. Great characters, real interesting setup, and again, it's quite cool to see Athena and Simon Blackwell team up like that. It really is, you know. So that pretty much leads to the final case, and holy shit, holy fucking shit, the final case was unbelievable, okay? It's completely centers around Apollo, and you know what, I know I've been dropping spoilers throughout this like video, but I actually do not want to talk about this one case. It was just that good, it really was, and I don't even know where to start with it. I thought it was great that it was actually like two cases really. Like, you really could have taken the first half of Case 5, called that Case 4, and then given us Case 5 there, and it would have been fine, you know, it's that long, it really is. Almost to the point where I think it justifies the extra price of the game, because it's just a lot longer than Dual Destinies, I think. But yeah, I guess the one spoiler with Case 5 that I will talk about, because it's kind of one of the ones that I love to discuss really, is the fact that Apollo at the end actually chooses to remain in Khura'in and with his brother. Oh fuck, I didn't talk about the prosecutor. Let's talk about the... Well, okay, there isn't really much to say about the prosecutor. I didn't really think he was that good. One of the worst prosecutors we've ever had, you know, especially after like Simon Blackwell, who I thought was really good, you know. Pretty much all Prosecutor Sad Maddy, I don't know what that name means, pretty much all he does is like, he's just there to disagree with you and tell you to give up, and I don't know, there's not really anything distinguishable about him apart from some pretty cool prayer animations, you know, which do look really nice, but I don't know, there's just nothing about him that really sticks out, and I don't really like his design either, you know. He doesn't like stoke the game in any way or hold it back that much. He's just not a very memorable prosecutor. That's pretty much all I can say with that. Yeah, basically Apollo chooses to stay in Khura'in with him, and he opens up a law office there and gets the country's court system back on its feet, essentially. And yeah, it was just like a perfect sending off thing for Apollo. You know, it really was. You really felt like that. I really feel like that. Excuse me. That's not going to go away for a minute. Okay, let's try now. You really felt like that character's story has been told now. Which again means you should go on to Athena. She's the only other lawyer at the office now. God damn it. But yeah, it was really good. That's pretty much all I can say, god damn it. One thing I guess we can talk about now, though, is the DLC case that came out a few days ago. Now, this DLC case takes place after the game. Apollo's already left for Khura'in, you know, he's nowhere to be seen. And it's definitely supposed to be a sort of like nostalgia case, because you play as Phoenix, okay, and Maya comes back to be your assistant and follows you around. Edgeworth is going to be the prosecutor, and one of the witnesses is Larry Butts. Larry Butts actually comes back, you know, and Emma Skye, oh I forgot to mention Emma Skye is the detective of this game. Emma Skye is the detective, so no love for Gumshoe, which is very sad. They do actually mention his name, and I just saw it, and I'm like, you can't talk about Gumshoe, but what can you do, eh? I also thought it would have been nice if Mia made like an appearance, but she doesn't either, so... But whatever, doesn't matter. But yeah, the case itself was fucking shite. It was really bad. Okay, I had a little hissy fit on Twitter about it, you know? Because what happens was the night it came out, I actually did like the first investigation day and the first trial day. And when I'd finished all that, I thought, okay, this is alright, I'm digging this. I really loved the defendant. In fact, the defendant was probably my favourite thing about the case, because her animations were so hilarious. I loved them to death, I really did. But when I got through the second investigation day and the second trial day, I was just predicting everything. I knew exactly what was going to happen, I knew exactly who did it. And it was just such a unfulfilling thing. It really was. And I've never had that before with Ace Attorney, okay? There's been certain cases that I thought were kind of weak, but ultimately, they're only kind of weak because you compare them to like the rest of the cases in the series, and you know, it's a big thing to stand up to, really. But this one was just, I just felt empty and annoyed, and like just sitting there with my DS finishing it. I'm like, that was fucking awful. It really was. I don't know what to make of it, honestly, because. In a way, because it was so focused on nostalgia, maybe they didn't think too much to make it an actual good case, or... I don't fucking know, it just left me feeling so empty. I've already said that, but it really did, and I'm annoyed. I'm really annoyed at how they went with that case, I really am. But I suppose it could be worse, you know, like, the whole game, the game as a whole is one of the best in the series for sure, so I guess the DLC case is sort of excused, and that means, I mean, the fact that you thought that was the case to hold back on and make us pay again for is unbelievable, because you look back at Dual Destinies, the DLC case in that game was amazing, you know, it was really, really good. But, like I said, what can you do? What can you do? So I think I'll end this actually. I'll rank my favourite Ace Attorney games real quick, because I sort of thought about it, it's like, how do I rank these? So we'll go through the existing 7, and yes, I am counting the Miles Edgeworth Investigations ones. Right down at the bottom, we've got the obvious choice, Apollo Justice. Okay, that game was so... it really was. I know there are people that do dig it, and I respect that. I dig it too, honestly. It's just, again, you compare it to other games in the series, it's like, goddamn. But I guess like its biggest sin is the fact that you've got a new main character who you're a bit iffy on, at least in this game, and you've got like a Phoenix Wright who you love, who's basically reduced to shite, you know, which is not cool, not cool. But yeah, and above that, going from like really to pretty damn good, I would give the next game to the first Miles Edgeworth. The first Miles Edgeworth I think is really, really good, you know, it does a lot of cool little things for the series and stuff, even though it still feels a lot like Ace Attorney. Again, you just compare it to other games in the series, you can just notice that it is a bit weaker. It's still really good. I would play Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney any day of the week, I really would, but I give that the number 7 spot. The number 6 spot I give to Dual Destinies, the last game in the series, which I think did an awful lot right, especially with like its characters and stuff. I don't think the cases were as strong as other games in the series, even though they were still alright. So that's pretty much all I can say on that. I put that at number 6 at the moment. Then see, this is where I'm lost on where I would actually put Spirit of Justice. Okay, so there's 5 games left, 5, including Spirit of Justice. How I would rank the other 4, excluding Spirit of Justice, I would put them Justice for All, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Trials and Tribulations, and the first game, which is my favourite, you know. Investigations 2 has always like really shocked me because it was the first game that I felt surpassed the original trilogy, you know, because obviously the original trilogy is up there with like the top of the top tiers in terms of Ace Attorney, and that game was just like, holy shit, that was better, you know, that was as good at least. So I put it above Justice for All. And as for Spirit of Justice, I don't know whether to put it, I think I would put it above Justice for All, but I don't know if I'd put it above Investigations 2. Maybe I would. I don't think it's as good as Trials and Tribulations, but it would be somewhere in that area anyway. But yeah, still really happy with how this game came out, you know. Now it's just a matter of like waiting for the next one, I guess, because as I was discussing with a friend as well, waiting for these games to come out and being such a big fan of this series is almost like a test of endurance, you know, because it's almost like anticipation of if they're gonna fuck it up, as opposed rather than are you gonna enjoy it, you know, because it's, I don't know, video games do things to you, damn it, when you love them that much, I guess, but whatever. I'm gonna end this now. This is already rambly as fuck. I have no idea how long this is. Definitely too long. So with that said, come back into this tab. Yeah, that's, don't know why I said that. I'm just assuming that a lot of you still had it tabbed over, but whatever. That's that, guys. See you after. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.